guys, we are back in the kitchen today and we have the Americans Traveling Smithsonian exhibit at the library right now. We have lots of extra programming to support and enrich that exhibit. Please come down, please support the programs, and please view the exhibit. So today we are gonna make Navajo cornbread, and I'm not making it from scratch. I just went and bought a cornbread box mix so that it's easy. And I've followed the directions, except we're gonna add stuff to it to make it heartier. So I've got 1 egg. I'm just following the directions on the box. So I've got 1 egg and I've melted 1/3 cup of butter. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my butter that's melted in there, and the rest of the stick, you know, that would make 1/2 cup of butter, the rest of the stick I've taken and I've put in my pan that I'm gonna use, and I've got my oven preheating. So the little bit of butter that's left to make that 1/2 cup is in my pan, melting, and the pan is getting hot in the oven because I wanna pour this cornbread into a hot pan, and that butter is gonna sizzle and make the outside edges of that cornbread nice and crispy. So I'm gonna add my whole pack of cornbread mix. Again, I've got an egg and 1/3 cup of butter and my cornbread mix, and I'm gonna mix this a little bit. Also, we need 2/3 cup of milk, and I'm using whole milk. So I'm gonna add that. Again, I'm just following the directions on the packet, and the box said oil or butter, and I just choose to use butter for this. I'm gonna stir that up, and then the things that we're gonna add to it to make it a little bit heartier is I'm gonna add a can of corn, regular corn. You can use any kind of corn you want. And I'm gonna add a can of green chilies. And then we're gonna stir that up, and I'm gonna pour it into the hot pan with that extra bit of melted butter in it. So I'm gonna stir my cornbread mix. I can hear my butter sizzling, and the pan is nice and hot. I'm gonna pour that cornbread mix right in there. And then we're gonna pop it in the oven for about 30 to 35 minutes, and you're gonna wanna check it. Because of the added ingredients, it's probably gonna take a little bit longer to fully cook in the center. So just check it, stick, you know, your pick in to make sure that that center is nice and cooked. But it's gonna be a nice and moist cornbread, not dry, because we've added those extra things. Okay, our cornbread's out. It baked about 30 minutes. And I'm just gonna show you these edges, how nice and crispy they are. It looks great. It smells great. So let's have a taste. And you've gotta have butter for this. And I definitely want one of these edge pieces because I love that crispy part. Let's see if I can scoop this out. It's hot. And there's our cornbread, and it's nice and moist because we added all that extra in there. What a nice, pretty cornbread. Again, it smells great. Put some butter on here. It's hot right out of the oven. So I'm gonna have a taste. That is so good. I love the can of green chilies. I love the use of the butter and the corn in there. It's so good. So give this Navajo cornbread a try. It's easy. Buy you a box mix and it only takes minutes and one bowl. All right. Thanks for joining us.